Hey everybody, this is your daily dose of all things royal. Hello my gorgeous good-looking friends. Today's video is going to focus on something else discovered in the Harkles reality show trailer. But before I show you that, I want to talk to you about what Netflix is promoting and saying about the series. And how they write it and market it, it says, it's an unprecedented and in-depth documentary series. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex share the other side of their high-profile love story. Across 6 episodes, the series explores the clandestine days of their early courtship and the challenges that led to them feeling forced to step back from their full-time roles in the institution. With commentary from friends and family, most of whom have never spoken publicly before about what they witnessed, and historians who discuss the state of the British Commonwealth today and the royal family's relationship with the press. And I'm going to stop right there because that's all we really need to know about what's about to come our way. So they mentioned that there's going to be friends and family. Well, what family is going to be there? It's rumored that only Doria is going to be the one representing on this reality show. And then you have friends. So who are we going to see? Marcus, the hairstylist? I mean, seriously, all the people that have been witnessing what has been going on are not getting to speak. So they're not going to be talking to Thomas Markle. They're not going to be talking to Samantha Markle. This is a very controlled, one-sided situation. But what got me is the fact that they're bringing in historians. And I already have PTSD when I hear the word historians now because of archetypes. This tells me we're going to get another lecture, and it's going to be centered and focused around racism. The images that have been shown throughout the slideshow and the trailer give us an idea as to what Meghan and Harry's target is going to be. Obviously, it's going to target the royal family, but they also slipped in a couple of photos, stock photos, I might add, that gives an idea as to how they're going to shape the narrative. You see, this photo was quickly slipped in, and on the surface, you might have thought, oh, maybe that's them visiting a school while they had been working members of the family. Obviously, they're doing this reality show about them. You would think that the pictures would have something to do with them. And forgive me if I'm late to the game and somebody else on YouTube has exposed what this photo is. It's a photo that was taken in 1938, belonging to Getty Images. And what it is, it's children lining up in Brixton, South London, to see Queen Mary open up Lambeth Town Hall. What's special about this photo is that it had become a symbol, or it has been used by Black historians to push critical race theory after the George Floyd riots, specifically with Britain. What has me concerned is that this may be weaponized to push the narrative that the people in Britain are racist. You see, the truth behind this photo is not a story that I think Meghan Markle wants to tell. You see, at that time, around 1938, UK's Black population went up considerably after World War I, after the people who joined up to fight from the West Indies and some African countries decided to stay in Britain. Now, where are the similarities between George Floyd and this photo? It comes into play with the riots. Now, back in the day, riots broke out and they were called race riots. Now, what these social justice warrior snowflakes are failing to say is that these race riots were not a result of white people not wanting Black people or people of color in their communities. No, these riots were among the minorities themselves. You see, the increase was significant enough to cause these riots because of poor wages and competition for jobs amongst the seamen, the dockers, who had been drawn to the Port of London from West Africa and the Caribbean, as well as parts of the world. So, of course, back then, there was a rise on these Black and migrant workers being exploited and underpaid. And this had a lot to do with the supply and demand, considering there was such an influx of people that people or employers who had jobs definitely had taken advantage of that. What people are failing to address is that this still happens today. Whether you're Black, white, Chinese, or Indian, modern day slavery exists. So if Meghan thinks that she's now going to go down the path of self-righteousness and use this series now to educate us on Black British history, Woo, she's got a lot coming to her because this is not an area she wants to be virtue signaling about equality. Then she needs to be careful, considering that her podcast was a perfect example of being discriminatory, racist, as well as unequal. All the folks that were in the lower level jobs or the lower entry jobs or assistants, they were the minorities. In my opinion, Meghan Markle is a racist. And right now, Meghan Markle has set up her plan to ensure that if she can't have the throne, guess what? Nobody else is going to have it. And the way to do that, lie and attack the monarchy to gain popularity in order to bring down the institution. Has anybody ever thought that when she mentions the stakes are high, she's not talking about causing all this disruption? She's talking about saving face and collecting that $100 million check. So of course she's going to make stuff up. The onslaught of racist allegations over the last couple days against the people of Britain, the monarchy, the institution, the family, just as Catherine and William come to the United States, is not a coincidence. In each of those incidents, they all tie back to Meghan Markle. I think the biggest mistake that the royal family made in all of this is giving Meghan and Harry the benefit of the doubt, even though they knew that they could not be trusted and that Meghan Markle was out for herself. Here's the thing, they were afraid. They were afraid that she was going to pull the race card. Well, look, she did it. She doesn't care. She's going to burn the institution down if she can, because that's exactly what she's trying to do. No amount of PR or lack of PR is going to help the situation. The royal family really needs to lawyer up, get ready, because when this Netflix drops, they need to go after and sue her, because it's going to continue if nobody tells her to stop. She's going to do what she wants. And to be honest, she has accelerated the death of both Prince Philip and Her Majesty the Queen. Don't think that she doesn't want to try and accelerate King Charles, right? And the more she fuels this race war with all her supporters who, by the way, are anti-monarchists, which she's very much aware of, she is technically putting a target on William and Catherine as well as those children. If there is indeed this recording of her saying that one plane crash away line, they better come forward and let that out so more people can see how malicious and potentially dangerous Meghan really is. That should be enough for those titles to be stripped and those children to be removed from the line of succession. I am so sick of these social justice warriors always using racism as an excuse for their own failures. This situation is out of control at this point, and I think Charles needs to put his foot down. Do you guys agree with me? I feel like this reality show is going to be Archetypes, the after show, featuring Meghan educating everybody on what racism is and structural racism within the monarchy. One thing that we're sure to expect is more lies coming out, so looking forward to debunking those with all of you once the time comes. In the meantime, we will just have to wait and see. I'm sure there's going to be stuff to talk about. Like today, this came across at Baroness Brock's Twitter account, and it indicates that Mandana Dayani no longer works for Archewell. What's going on there? We all know that none of these workers are going to be able to talk because they have signed ironclad NDAs. However, the only way around that is in a court of law, which is why Samantha should look at Mandana to depose for her civil case next year. I find that that's going to be our only hope to actually getting to the real truth. So, what do you guys think? Leave your comments below. I will be back tomorrow with some more content. Until then, be safe, and I will check you later. Bye.
That was such a fraud.